My name is Michael Bernard. I'm the head of community of ChainEX, and tonight I will be your host on this call where I will be having Colin as our guest speaker. I'll be introducing him tonight, and then we'll also cover a few topics as mentioned in our flyer. But again, I'm super excited to have everyone on this call. Thanks for taking out the time to be on this call. I believe you will learn quite a bit, and we are very excited to actually bring to you this series. After this call, we will have a follow-up call in 2 weeks' time. Again, we will be elaborating on many other functions on the exchange, different order types, and we will also be discussing certain coins that are listed on ChainEX. So loads of information coming to you guys. Stay tuned. Check out our social pages, remain on Telegram. Also check out your email, wherever you might be getting the invite from. Make sure that you keep an eye out for it and do join this call. Also invite your friends, invite your family members. Cryptocurrency is still brand new, it's fresh, it's exciting. I mean, we are past 10 years now since actually the launch of crypto, the actual Bitcoin, as one would know, but still very early stages. So make sure to invite your friends, your family members. Everyone should be on this call to gain the knowledge shared right here. So one of the topics that we mentioned tonight that we will be discussing is who is ChainEX and what is ChainEX all about. So for that, I very briefly want to share my screen. You know what ChainEX is all about. We have an about section of the company. So anyone else can go check out this section right over here about ChainEX. Okay, again, it is on the homepage under the about section where you can read up more about the team. But ChainEX has been around for more than 4 years. We have stood the test of time, and ChainEX is still operating. Many other exchanges that have started way sooner than us haven't lasted. And ChainEX, up until today, is still operating and growing from strength to strength. Many new features are added monthly. Many new coins are added monthly. Recent listings include 1inch, Uni, Sushi, Chainlink. So constantly the team is growing, the markets are growing, and many new developments are constantly taking place. So again, who is ChainEX? It's a digital asset exchange from South Africa, your local exchange. And as I've mentioned, to find out a little bit more about the exchange, you can go right to the about section that will bring you over here where you can read up more about it. But 4 years and counting and growing from strength to strength. So we mentioned over 30 different markets that you can trade. So do be sure to check it out. We have ZAR-enabled markets. Therefore, you don't have to only trade cryptocurrencies. You can actually exchange your rand for digital assets, and you can move it anywhere internationally as you please. Okay, so ChainEX allows you that. It also allows you a very simple and easy onboarding process for you to sign up and to get involved. ChainEX is also known internationally for its great support. Okay, so ChainEX has the possibility for you to reach out to support and within an instant get your issue resolved or get your matter attended to. Okay, so absolutely great support staff, and they are actually recognized for exactly that. And then as I'm touching on this, the amazing partnership program that the exchange also has. So when you sign up and you bring your friends and your family members and you make them part of the exchange actually shares commissions with you. So the exchange will pay you for referring your friends and your family members. So to me, I mean, that's a massive bargain. And for me, a great reason to get my friends and family members involved. Not only just for them to benefit from cryptocurrency and this market boom, but also for me to be able to earn commissions. How great is that? Sharing this platform with your friends and family and getting paid for just doing that. So ChainEX allows you to do that. We also have over 20 coins, as I've mentioned earlier, scaling fees, and a very easy and simple verification process. So once you've signed up, you submit your proof of ID, your proof of residence, and you would have completed your verification process. Colin will touch on that a little bit later, but that is what ChainEX has to offer right from me, Michael Bernard, the head of the community. So very briefly, just another topic that I want to discuss with you guys, as mentioned on the flyer, the future of ChainEX and things that are coming for this platform. Now, again, guys, those of you who might be new, ChainEX has a lot to offer. Other than just the crypto assets, we are constantly evolving as a business and constantly bringing new stuff for you guys as our clients. Now, I will touch on that very quickly, but do make sure to keep an eye on our social media platform. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram. All these social media platforms constantly update new information, relevant information tied to the crypto market. Be sure to hit subscribe, make sure to follow, make sure to like the content so that you are informed first the moment something new happens. But some new things to keep an eye out for. So first of all, ChainEX added a address whitelisting function. Now, those of you who don't know about it, there's a blog actually written about it. You can go check out the blog, but in very short, brief explanation, as a bank, you are able to add a beneficiary, right? And then for you to make a payment daily, monthly, it's very easy to go and select that beneficiary and make a payment to that reference who you are already familiar with. So ChainEX went out of its way and they started doing exactly the same. Instead of a bank account, we obviously have wallet addresses. So with ChainEX, you are now able to save a friend, a family member, a relative. You can save their wallet details on ChainEX, and then you are able to make payments to them very easily. Okay, so therefore, you now can go and maybe you have a friend called John. You can highlight John's wallet address. And now, because John is known to you, the next time you need to make a payment to his wallet address, instead of having to copy and paste that whole address in, you can go to your address book, select John, and his wallet address will automatically appear. And from there, it's very easy and simple to make payments to John, who's already a known reference. So keep that also, keep an eye out for that. It is already a function that's already been implemented. We have written a blog about it. Also, again, the social media pages actually talks about it. So check it out under the withdrawal function for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency withdrawals, as well as your bank withdrawals. Okay, so check out the address whitelisting that has recently been added. Some more functions that ChainEX is currently looking at: liquidity pools, farming, earning interest on your crypto. I'm very excited about it, and I'm sure you should be too. So again, just for buying cryptos and actually storing it on ChainEX, ChainEX will give you an option to start earning interest. I'm not going to elaborate too much on it. Again, we are creating more series from this call to actually elaborate on these specific functions that are coming to you. But something to me that I'm very, very excited about: earning interest on your digital gold. How cool is that? Another thing ChainEX is currently working on is improved liquidity. So you'll see many tokens, many coins, but now also thicker order books. Now, again, to me, that is quite exciting. We'll be able to trade larger volumes, more coins, and just at double the rate. So ChainEX is very often always looking to improve. And this is one of the things that we seemed that needs to be critical, and we need to have it on point. And ChainEX is already working on it. And very soon it will be, some order books will be stacked with coins. And I'm very excited about that. Again, it will allow better, quicker, and faster trading. ChainEX is also looking at their own token. So I'm sure many of you guys are aware of many other exchanges out there that have brought their own coin to the marketplace. Many often, these were quite good trading examples for massive gains. So ChainEX also bringing out their own coin, okay? This coin will have a different utility. It will have many other functions, okay? So again, we are trying to tie that in with farming and earning interest, but the token will have many, many functions. And again, ChainEX bringing its own coin to the marketplace will allow you as a user just to be more actively involved and working with this brand going forward. Okay, so ChainEX's own coin coming up. It might be some time still, but it's in the pipeline. So again, another very exciting development coming forward. Something else also that I've been recently acknowledging quite often: many new coins coming up. Okay, I've mentioned Sushi Swap that have been added, Uni, Chainlink, many coins that have recently been added, Yuan Finance, just to mention a few. Now, coming up next is BNB, TRX, okay, Tron. So many users again have constantly been asking us about these tokens. We listened, and we are listing these coins very, very soon. Okay, so super exciting again. ChainEX expanding the product basket of many other crypto coins, bringing it to you as the community. So again, guys, if you want your token listed, comment, check out the social pages, message us, inbox us, comment everywhere as you can. This is for us to keep an eye on the best possible projects, and we want to bring them straight to you. So keep an eye out for BNB and TRX Tron. That will soon be one of our latest listings. And of course, another future development is our mobile app. Okay, being able to trade straight from your mobile device. So ChainEX is busy working on and upgrading our current mobile app. So we actually currently have one already in place, but the new one will be way more improved. Okay, you will not only just have the quick buy option, but there will be options for you to do limit orders, a more better user experience with the whole app. So many new features again coming to you as the user with the mobile app. We are really trying to make it as easy as possible for you to get access to the crypto market and to get in and out of the crypto market with the ease of only using your mobile device. So again, guys, look out for that in the very, very, very near future. So that's just me with a few exciting stuff coming up, new features, and what to look out with ChainEX. Guys, we are again constantly looking for upgrades, constantly trying to better the exchange for you guys. So again, feel free, comment, chat to us, talk to us over support desks, wherever you can, engage with us because we listen. I can tell you that we are very much user-centric and we are focused at you guys at the heart of the business. So feel free again to comment on all our social platforms and help us grow to a better platform that you want to use daily. So guys, that was just me very quickly on touching on those topics. And I'm now going into the next part of this call, where I am going to introduce Colin Hamberry. So most of you guys might have seen him recently on Telegram. He's quite active there. He's very active. Okay, Colin has been in the cryptocurrency space for quite some time. I mean, myself and Colin, we go way back, and I'm very excited to have Colin on this call. Tonight, I'm going to introduce him to you guys. Colin's a crypto educator. Colin has the ability to carry a message over for anyone to understand. I really believe so. I mean, whenever I don't understand something and Colin carries the message over, it's like light bulb moment. So I'm happy to have Colin on this call. Colin is also partnering with ChainEX. He will be our first brand ambassador. So to me, it's an absolute honor to have Colin on this call. I love that shirt, Colin, by the way, looking great. And so tonight, Colin will just elaborate on a few of the other topics. Colin will be touching just very quickly on a few top topics. And again, he will introduce himself a little bit more. Colin, if you want to, you can elaborate. But as I've mentioned, Carlo, a crypto educator, and he has partnered with ChainEX as a brand ambassador. So thank you again, Colin, for being here.
It's an absolute honor to be part of the ChainEX family. For those who don't know me, I mean, you've now heard my name over and over, Michael saying it, Colin Hamberry. I'm from Port Elizabeth, and I'm actually a high school teacher. Now, I've been teaching for around 7 years. I've been in the IT industry as an IT professional on networks, you know, and programming and these type of things for over a decade. And I got involved in crypto probably around about 4.5 years ago. So for me, because I'm a teacher, because education lies at the heart of everything I do, I basically just merged everything together. And this is why you'll always find me online talking about crypto education, because there's a lot of misinformation around these topics as well. So yes, I am super excited to be part of this family. And folks, tonight, we're going to go through some of the basic steps to get you started when it comes to ChainEX. So yes, Michael's spoken about ChainEX. We've heard about the great company. It's got a young, fresh, vibrant team, great support team behind it. This is actually one of the reasons why I first looked at ChainEX. Because a lot of other exchanges, when you try to get hold of their support team, it can become a nightmare. What I found with ChainEX is they've got a good Telegram group where you can actually chat to a few of the people that can help you. and guide you to get the answer that you need. So that was a big drawing card for me. So folks, I'm assuming that most of us or all of us here on the call this evening are already signed up with ChainEX. Now, if you are not, I'm going to take you through the steps of how we do this. And this is also important if you are going to be introducing somebody else. You know, you're going to be helping somebody to get themselves signed up onto the ChainEX platform. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we can take it step by step. Okay, let me just get that there. Right, so do feel free to ask us questions as I'm going along. Just put the questions down in the chat, and myself or Michael will be there to answer you. Okay, so first things first, let me make sure this is shared correctly. Okay, let me just hear from everyone. Can you all see the ChainEX website that has been shared on your screen? You should be seeing that on your screen now.
Yeah, looking good, Colin. I can see it. Thanks.
Okay, great stuff. Right, so first things first, you recommend someone to ChainEX, you want to get somebody signed up, somebody's interested in ChainEX, you would send them to this site, right? So the site is chainex.io, and this is what folks will see when they first get to the page. So this is our homepage, and as Michael showed you, there's a whole lot of info here as well. We're going to go into that in subsequent videos and sessions, but this is where you want to be. You're looking at signing up. Now, there are two ways of signing up, and I'm going to take you through both of them. So if I click on sign up, you'll see that I'm now going to create an account. So I'm going to put in my first name, whatever that is. I'm going to put in my last name, a valid email address. Okay, so this is where you're going to use this email when, you know, if there's any correspondence from ChainEX, anything they need to confirm, this is the email address that you're going to be using for that. A good password, and I chat about this in class because I'm a computer applications technology teacher. I chat to my kids all the time about having a strong password, not your name or your surname or your boyfriend's name or your wife's name. Please try and make it something that has a capital letter, maybe a hash in it. So if I were to use something like this, John R at 32 hash, that would be a strong or very decent password. But I know the only problem with that is that most of us would forget it. So please, when you have your passwords, do write them down as well. So we've got our name, surname, email, and then we've got this section here that says a reference code, right? So I'm just going to put this in the chat here quickly so you can see. When you sign up to ChainEX, everyone has a referral code. So if you see the link that I've put in here, you'll see at the end of that link, there's a CX362352, and that is my individual reference code. Now, and I'll show you exactly where that comes in. So this is optional. So one way of signing up, like I said, name, surname, email, put in the password, and then this is important here. You're going to put a tick in, I do not reside in a, and then we've got a geographical area. And I want to click on that so that you can see what this is actually saying. Right. So when I click on that, it takes me to the geographical exclusions. And just highlighting here, by opening a ChainEX account, you confirm that you are not residing in, and there are a list of countries there. Okay, Michael, I don't know if you want to add anything on that particular topic.
Colin, I think for now that's fine. Unless, guys, if there's any questions, again, feel free to ask in the chat box. Again, you know, this is an open call. So any other questions as well, please, guys, go ahead. Thanks, Colin.
Okay, no problem. Right. So if you don't reside in those areas, you're going to put a tick in the box here. And then this captcha, please also make sure your internet connection is strong, or it's at least a decent one. Reason being, because if it's not quite strong enough, sometimes the captcha doesn't take. Okay, in this case, it says it's fine. Sometimes it'll come up with, I know many of you are familiar with that, it has a little picture, and then it'll ask you to tick the blocks that have maybe hills in them, or that have bicycles or something like that. Okay, right. So once you've done all of that, you would then click sign up. Okay, now I'm not going to click it because I've already done this, and I'm going to show you what then happens. In my email, I did this a little earlier, just that sign up. You will then get an email from ChainEX, and this is what it will look like. I just signed up my son. Okay, so it says, yeah, hello, Logan Hambury, and it's got some details. And then you've got the activate account button, and we're going to click on that, and you'll see what this is now going to do. So it now takes you to the ChainEX site, and it tells you that your account has now been activated. Now I can click on sign in. And I actually hope I remember what that password is. Okay, so let's go and do this quickly. Let me actually just... Okay, so here I am now signed in, and this is the first thing people will see when they sign in. You can see when you look at the platform, we have our markets, we have our trade history, we have what's going on in this particular market. So if I click on any one of these markets, in the middle here, it'll show me what's happening. It'll show me the 24-hour high, the 24-hour low, the percentage change. I have an area at the bottom here that we're going to go into in our next sessions, where we can buy and sell our cryptocurrency. And then also we have our order books, where you have a section here that deals with people who are wanting to sell their cryptocurrencies and others who are wanting to buy those cryptocurrencies. But we'll again go into some more detail on that. So once you're in, first thing you really want to do is go to your name and then go to profile. And you can see, because this is a brand new profile, I just have some details here in terms of, cell phone number and things like that. But what is very important is the following. There are two levels of verification. So verification level 1, you'll see if I click on verify now. Okay, this one has been done on verification level 1. Let me just click here. Yes. So verification level 1 is where you will put in your cell phone number, and ChainEX will then send a code to your phone. You'll put that in, and that will verify your cell phone number, right? So on verification level 1, Michael, you can correct me if I'm wrong, we're looking at a limit of 15,000 per month.
Hey, Colin, that's right. It's actually your total limit. So that
Yes.
15,000 is your total limit, not even for the month. You'll only be able to withdraw 15,000 up until you've done your next step of verification.
Okay, right. So obviously then you would want to do level 2, which is similar to your KYC that you find on a lot of other exchanges. And once you've now done your level 1 verification, you'll see, like I have it now, I've got my cell number, and when I now click on verify, it tells me that it wants to do level 2 verification. So it's going to ask you for various details like your ID number, where you stay. It's going to ask you later on for a picture of yourself as well. I'm going to see if I can just do this quickly with you. And you can see here we've got ID type and ID or passport. Let's get into the Eastern Cape. Okay, it won't take mine. And we're just going to put in our details and click next. Okay, so if there's anything wrong with the ID number, for example, this one's using my ID number, because it has already been used, it won't be able to go any further. All right. Now, one thing that is important here, please, when you are asked to take, I think there's one stage where you have to take a photo of yourself. for verification, and have a page that says ChainEX on it, and that, please folks, try and have a picture that is as clear as possible. The idea is to see you with your ID and your page saying ChainEX. The idea is to see all of those things clearly, so we can obviously match up the physical face to what the person is showing in their ID book. If it doesn't come through very clearly, that can lead to a problem. Sometimes verification can't go through, but you can always reach out to support on the Telegram channel. I think, Michael, just do me a favor while you are there. If you've got the link to the Telegram channel, maybe just put it in the chat as well.
Sure, Colin.
Okay. Are there any questions at this point on the sign up and then verification level 1 and level 2, or are we clear on that so far?
Seems like, Colin, you are doing a great job again. As per usual, I told you to explain everything in such a great manner.
Okay. So remember now, you can sign up. You'll get that email. You then complete verification level 1, verification level 2, and then you are ready to go. Right? So I'm just going to log out of this one. I'm going to log into my, in fact, hang on, there's one more thing I wanted to do. So, like I said, in our profile, you will also see the last time that you logged in, so you can actually keep track of how you've been, logging in and out. We've got some settings as well. So when you go down to settings, and this is one of the very, very important bits. We know that there have been a lot of exchanges that have experienced hacks from time to time. Okay. Now, ChainEX wants to do everything it can to keep you as safe as possible, and obviously your funds as well. Again, the very first thing is to make sure that your password is as secure as possible. So you don't want to make it something that someone can easily guess. You want to make it, a little bit complicated. Write it down, put it somewhere so that you don't forget that. But what's important here also is the 2FA security. And sometimes people moan a little bit about 2FA, which is your two-factor authentication. What that means is that you need a second device, like your cell phone, for example. You need that to authorize you to do something. So when I click on enable, what it's going to do is it's going to remind me to either go to the Google Play Store or go to the iOS App Store and download the Google Authenticator, right? So once I've done that and I have it on my device, I can click next, and all I'm going to do on my phone, and I'm just going to show you here quickly. I'm going to go to my Google Authenticator, and I'm going to click on the little plus in the corner. I don't know, sometimes I can't see so nicely, but at the bottom of the Google Authenticator, there's a little plus. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select scan QR code. So once I do that, it comes up with a little frame that you can see there, right? Comes up with that, and it wants me to scan the code that you see on your screen. So I'm going to scan it. There, I've scanned it. The secret has been saved. And right at the bottom of my list of items on Google Authenticator, it now says ChainEX, and there's a code that is going to randomly generate every few seconds. I think it's about every 20 or 30 seconds. So once I've got that enabled, I've done that. I'm now going to click on next, and now it's going to ask me for the first verification code that I see. And let me just see here. Okay. Pop that in, and there it's as simple as that. Two-factor authentication has been enabled. Now, I just want to add on to this. Please, if you have lost your phone, I mean, this happened to me a few months ago. I lost my phone and I couldn't get access to my ChainEX account, and I reached out to support, and all I had to do was just provide some details After that, they then disabled two-factor authentication on my account. I could then get back in and re-enable it onto my new device. Okay, so
sorry
yes.
for intervening. Just we
Go
have
for it.
exactly that question here in the chat box. So I think it's so relevant that you pointed that out. And I believe that answers the question to the gentleman that also wanted to know about two-factor authenticator. And again, Colin, I'm just pointing out, thank you so much for again explaining as to how important the two-factor authenticator actually is. And of course, maybe to finish off with a specific topic, Colin, how long did it take for you for support to respond, and then also for you to get that whole process finalized, as you had to then submit a picture of yourself and actually verify yourself? Just that process, if you could just touch on that before you continue on.
No hassle. I think it took a total of 2 emails and about 3 or 4 hours. That was it. I sent support my problem. In fact, I actually contacted them via Telegram and then emailed them, because then they indicated to me this is what I needed to do. Emailed them everything, picture, details, whatever proof they needed. And like I say, within about 2 hours or so, I had a response back to say, listen, go for it. You can log into your account. Two-factor authentication has been taken off. So I've had no hassle with it. Here you can see as well, as quickly as we can enable it, you can disable it. But folks, again, I'm going to stress on this. It is important that you have something like this, and you'll see the role that it plays now. Okay, so let's say, for argument's sake, somebody has been able to get into your account somehow, right? So I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log back in. And you'll see immediately now, it changes. Remember, previously I could just pop in my password and that was fine. Now it's not. So I need to put in that two-factor authentication code, and then I will be allowed to go into my account. Now,
so
bear in
Colin,
mind, yes.
I do apologize again. So
no, it's fine.
If I had to get access to your password and I don't have your mobile device with the two-factor authenticator, I would not be able to get into your account.
You won't, because it needs the password and the two-factor authentication code. That's why they call it two-factor authentication, to be able to get access. And two-factor authentication plays a role in everything you are going to be doing, because when you withdraw, when you want to move funds out of your ChainEX account, it's going to ask for that code as well. So yes.
And sorry, Colin, and I'm sure we've also noticed with banks these days, if you want to approve a payment, they send you an SMS and there's a code. And that's correct. Actually the same steps that applies to two-factor authenticator. So again, extremely important that you just mentioned that and highlighted that.
No, correct. Two-factor authentication isn't anything new. If you go to most exchanges, and like Michael is saying, banks as well, certain platforms, they all use two-factor authentication. Even your Gmail account, you can activate two-factor authentication there as well, just to keep it more secure. Okay, right. So we've done that now. We've now activated two-factor authentication. We've done verification level 1 and level 2. So now we have logged in again. And I'm just going to go to 1 or 2 things. So like I explained to you, this is the market section. I'm going to go to balances. And in balances, obviously, at this point, I have nothing. Okay, I have absolutely nothing. So here you'll see on the left-hand side, I've got my markets. Up on top, I've got my ZAR. That would be your South African rands, right? So that's your South African rand wallet. I've then got BTC, ETH, which is now Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And I can see all my holdings down here. All right. So if I'm holding a variety of different coins, whether it's whole coins or fractions of a coin, it'll all be displayed over here. Right. So now we get to these 2 buttons over here. In my South African Rand wallet, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to withdraw and I'm going to deposit. But since I have no money, what am I going to be doing first? I first want to deposit funds into my ChainEX account. And folks, this is also very, very important that we do this correctly. So I'm going to click on deposit. And here you'll see something interesting happen. I've now got the screen that provides me with banking details. Now, folks, these are the banking details, okay? But more important than that is this deposit reference over here, right? This deposit reference, absolutely important, because when you do a deposit into your ChainEX account, those funds will be allocated to you and to your account based on this deposit reference code. So please, when you are doing an EFT, don't use your name as the reference code. Use the code that you've got, your specific deposit reference, so that when those funds go in, those funds can be allocated straight to you. This happened to me as well. Also, one thing I want to just mention is that if you are, let's say you're going to be doing 2 deposits in one day, just make sure that you are not depositing the same amount, okay? Because it can sometimes become a bit confusing. So let's say you want to deposit 5,000 Rand now, and 5 hours from now, you want to deposit another 5,000 Rand. Rather make it like 5,005 Rand, or something like that, so that there are 2 different amounts that are there. Michael, I don't know if you guys have had any issues with that. Sometimes when folks are having 2 deposits that are the same amount.
Yes, Colin, thank you for touching on that again. There's obviously a reason for that. At the banks, they don't pick up that similar amounts, and it takes an additional hours to actually audit that and then actually get the difference or the additional balance that was paid out. So if you make that minor difference, even if it's a cent, because it's a different figure, the banks actually pick it up a whole lot quicker. So yes, thank you for pointing that out, Colin.
No hassle. Yeah, so there you have it, folks. So do what most of the shops do. When they sell something to you, it's not 400 Rand, it's always 399 Rand 99 cents. you can use that sort of philosophy there, right? Okay, so please, again, just stressing on that, they are the banking details, and that is your unique deposit reference. So you do your EFT, you put the code in, and the funds will go through. Again, it depends on the banks as to how quickly this happens. So yeah, we know it just differs from bank to bank. Once that deposit has come through, it will reflect in your ZAR wallet, and you will receive an email to say funds have been deposited, and it'll tell you, X amount of rands has been deposited into your ChainEX account. So in that way, you are also notified of what's happening in that account, right? And this is where it will display. Now, I do just want to add, when it comes to, and I think maybe, I don't know, Michael, should we just stick to the ZAR wallet for tonight? We're not going to go into the deposits and that with the other crypto wallets.
Yes, Colin, I believe that should be fine. Yeah, let's stick to ZAR for now.
Right. So now you have your ZAR in here. You are now wanting to buy your first Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency. You've now done that. You've made some profit, and you sell that to South African rands again, right? And it's now reflecting in your ZAR wallet. So now you want to withdraw those funds to your bank account. And this is the first time you're doing, okay? So we're going to click on withdraw, and you'll see it's the same tab that really comes up. If you look at it here, when I click on deposit, I've got deposit, withdraw, and trade. So I can go to withdraw either by clicking on it or just by going to deposit and then clicking on withdraw. Now, here you can see if I've got any restrictions on my account, it'll tell me. I've got the available balance. Whatever is there will reflect on that available balance. And then you'll see I've got nothing else here because There's no records. I haven't done a withdrawal. I haven't added a bank account, nothing like that. There's another question there, Michael, in the chat as well. How long does it take to reflect from bank to ZAR? I'm going to be touching on that. Okay, so I'm going to click on add bank account, and now it brings up a search. Obviously, I don't have anything here, so I'm going to click on add new, and this is where I'm going to add my banking details. Okay, I'm going to add all of those banking details there, the account number, the type, all of this, save as a trusted account, and then I'm going to click save. Once I've done that, when I use this withdraw tab, then I will actually see my bank account details here. So just for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to log into my account quickly. There you can see I've got two-factor authentication there as well. All right, so you'll see mine looks all dark, and that's just because of this little light bulb here. When you click on that light bulb, you can either have it light or you can keep it as dark. Okay, I just prefer to be a little dark, just to be a little lighter on the eyes. Okay, so let's go to balances, and you'll see I've got a little ZAR balance for this exercise, and I click on withdraw, and immediately now you'll see this is different to what I had previously. And why is that? Simply because I have a bank account that I've already added and saved into my profile. So now I will go and type in the amount that I want to withdraw. Let's say, for argument's sake, I want to withdraw 100 Rand. I can click on max if I want to withdraw everything. Okay, but for this exercise, I'll just say 150 Rand. You'll see the fee is set at 8.50 Rand. I can't even go and click on it and mess with that. That's what the fee is, whether I'm withdrawing everything or whether I'm withdrawing just 100 Rand. Okay, so we thank ChainEX for that. Then it'll give me the net amount, the amount that I'm going to receive into my bank account. I've then got my bank account details here. And so here, next to my bank account details, you'll see I've got a little tick there to show that these details are verified. And then I've got a little address book here as well. So let's just click on this. If I click on that address book, I've got my banking details on there, but I can click on add new and add another bank account. So some people might have one or two bank accounts and they might want to be withdrawing funds to a different bank account. This is where you can actually do this and save it, and then it will be part of this address book, right? So when you go here, when you are withdrawing, I can then go here and I can see, oh, wait, hang on. I don't want to withdraw my funds to this account. I want to send it to my other account. I click on my address book. Remember, you need to click add new. You need to save that. Once you've saved it, it will display over here. So if you've got 2 accounts or 3 accounts, this is where it will be displayed. You can see it's verified. You can make it trusted or untrusted. And here you will click on use this address. So if this is the one I want to use, I can click on it. If I don't want this anymore, I can remove that address as well. Okay. Then you'll see next to that, once I'm happy with the amount, everything is fine. I've got the bank details. That's all fine. I'm then going to go over to my two-factor authentication token. So again, the code that I've got to put in. But before I do that, over here, I've got a button, a little checkbox here for fast clearing. And it says here that if you put your tick in that, there is going to be a little fee that's going to be charged, but your withdrawal will come through within 24 hours of confirmation. Now, remember this confirmation, once I put my token in and I say process withdrawal, an email is going to be sent to me. I need to open that email and click on the button inside that says confirm withdrawal. That'll take me back to ChainEX. It'll give me a summary of what I want to withdraw, and it'll give me a button that says, confirm withdrawal. And only once that happens will the withdrawal go through for processing. Okay. Once that's done, I'll get another email later on to say that the withdrawal has been processed. And depending on the time that you do this, it should come through the same day. I know myself being with Absa, if I do everything before about 3 o'clock each day, then usually I'll get the funds into my account that particular evening. So please remember now, when it comes to depositing, we deposit with our unique reference code as the deposit reference, not our name. When we withdraw, we're going to put the amount in. We need our two-factor authentication code. You see, that's what I said to you. When funds need to leave, we must have that two-factor authentication code. You can decide if you want fast clearing, and you can even have in your address book a list of different accounts. And this is what Michael was talking about the whitelisting as well, where even with your cryptos, you can have different addresses that your cryptos go into, where you can save it as beneficiaries as you would have at a normal bank as well. So once you do that, you click on process withdrawal, and that email will then come through to you. And folks, that is basically how we do the sign up. Oh yes, on that. How we do the sign up, getting in, verifying, depositing our first funds, and then how we withdraw as well. We will go through this again when we go through other sessions, especially when we deal with our crypto. Now, last thing I want to quickly touch on is when you log in for the first time, you've set up your profile, your settings, you can go down here to referrals, click on referral, and here you will see a few things. So on the right-hand side, you are going to see your referral code. Remember when we did the initial sign up, there was a box that asked you for the referral code, which was optional, right? If you've got someone's referral code, they can pop it in there, or someone can sign up with just this link. I'm going to show you how that works as well. I just want to copy that. And if you have referred other people, if you've shared your link with others, you will actually see a list of all your referral rewards that you would get as part of the referral program that ChainEX has. So I'm going to sign out. I'm going to close that down completely. And I'm now going to use my referral link. So let's say you've given this to someone. They pop it in their browser, and this is how it comes up. Now it looks the same, doesn't it? Right? Except one item. Look at this. The referral code has already been loaded. So you're going to do exactly the same thing. Name, surname, email, password, put a tick in there, do your capture, and sign up. But now it will link to that person's code and know that that individual has actually referred you to ChainEX.
Colin, you keep an eye on the chat box, and then yes, I will just touch on some of the exciting stuff again that I've mentioned in the beginning. Just what ChainEX is about, and then obviously just touching on what is coming up. So I did briefly, when the call started, mention that ChainEX is over 4 years old. It's a digital asset exchange. On the home screen, when you go there, you can read up more about the exchange. And as I've mentioned, it is a digital asset exchange with many markets already open, as it's listed on the homepage. And I'm just quickly scrolling down to get to the point where there's over 30 markets that are listed on ChainEX, over 20 coins to trade. There's, of course, the partnership program. There is scaling fees. There's ZAR trading, a very simple verification process, a dedicated support team to help you, and multiple order types. So while we are still in this call, guys, I want to invite you to our next call. This call was still very basic, just getting you comfortable with who ChainEX is, what ChainEX has to offer, what ChainEX actually does, and then of course the basic functionality like the deposit, the withdrawals, the whitelisting of the wallet addresses or your bank account details that you can actually add now. Our calls coming up, we're actually talking more about the order book, your different order types. As we've mentioned here, one of the benefits that ChainEX has to offer is the multiple order types. So myself and Colin, we will be elaborating on exactly those topics. So we would love to see you on that call and join us for that. And then again, while I still have your attention, I'm just quickly going to go over this part again, that ChainEX has some future developments that are quite exciting and lined up. We have mentioned the address whitelisting, and the whitelisting actually allows you to now add a beneficiary. Most people will be used to that word through banking terminology, but we are now able to whitelist a wallet address. So if I'm familiar with Colin and doing business with Colin, I can now get his wallet address, and instead of always having to copy paste that address, I can now add it to the exchange to my address book, which now allows me to, when I need to make a payment the next time, I can just click on the address book and I can click on Colin's address book and it will automatically add the address book. So I don't have to always copy and paste it. So that's one of the features ChainEX has recently enabled. And then, of course, more things to look out for is liquidity pools and farming. Myself and Colin will be elaborating on that in the very near future, but that basically just allows you to earn interest on your crypto. Now, that just puts a smile to my face. I can see Colin as well, earning interest on your crypto. I think it's super exciting. So do keep an eye on our social media pages. Do keep an eye on, Facebook, Instagram, even YouTube. We will be communicating via those platforms to these new improved features. Of course, we've also mentioned that ChainEX is working on its own token. Okay, again, a very exciting project. Our own token that will obviously benefit you as the users. There will be many functions tied to the token. So I'm extremely excited about that. ChainEX creating their own token. New listings also coming up. I'm sure you guys might have seen Sushi, Yearn Finance. They've listed Polkadot, Chainlink, and many other coins are still to come. Some of those actually include Tron, so TRX, one of the next listings very soon. And then, of course, BNB, Binance token, another exciting token that should be listed very soon. So keep an eye again on the social media platforms. Guys, again, it's extremely important to follow these platforms. It's a way of communication for the for Facebook, for ChainEX to communicate. So keep an eye on those platforms for any new news that might be coming out. And then, of course, ChainEX is working on its mobile app, another exciting development that is going to be launched very soon. The mobile app allows you to trade straight from your mobile device. I mean, you can be in town, you can stand in line somewhere at the post office or something, and you are able to make a trade right there. You won't miss any trading opportunities thanks to the mobile app. And of course, with a new mobile app, you'll be able to do all different sorts of order types, not just only market orders, but we will enable limit orders too. So again, a super exciting development coming very soon. So guys, that's it from myself and Colin. Thank you again for having us on this call. If there's no more questions, myself and Colin will be cutting this call short, but we appreciate everyone that took the time to actually be on this call. I believe that you learned quite a bit. And like I said, our most exciting lineup is still taking place. This is still the very basic calls. So if anyone was here on this call and you might feel bored, this is just the basics. It's just who ChainEX is. It's just making a deposit. I'm sure many users who are new to the platform have already passed that process. If you haven't, again, thank you, Colin, for just sharing a few stuff that I know users struggle with. Two-factor authenticator, wrong deposit references. I mean, these are things people get wrong, and I do appreciate you educating our users on it. And as I've mentioned, guys, keep an eye. In 2 weeks' time, myself and Colin, we will be back, and we will be talking on more functions on the exchange, actually talking about different order types. We'll be talking about the order book, and of course, many more advanced features. So Colin, from my side, again, thank you for having us. Thank you for being on this call, and thank you for everyone else for being on this call and joining myself and Colin. We will just cut this call short now. I really appreciate it. Everyone have a good night. Thanks again, Colin.